Squirm Squad, the quad.
Squirm Squad. I just have to let you know, I don't really do abandoned hospitals. They're pretty creepy.
Well, why there's a shit
oh,
back with their attack and stuff.
oh,
Didn't we started this game in a sort of abandoned hospital? That's overkill.
Oh, Squirm Squad, I've got news for you.
Oh no.
What?
Don't worry, it's good. It's good news. I raided the supplies because I mean it's not like they're going to use them right now, and I found a whole 2 years worth of paracetamol. So in case we ever get a headache, we can just take
sure
these.
It's not expired lives.
I couldn't find the date on them, or the only thing I can find were a bunch of random numbers saying 0101 2000.
XX, yes, it's like the Mega Man timeline.
Yeah, these things expired like ages ago.
But
I'm sure there's no danger in taking
why they have giant swords in this hospital?
Shinra soldiers?
Yeah. They got me imagining. they do. Well, if they do this kind of thing in the 7 remake,
This
have AI
sketchy with each passive minute.
Have AI of the president talking to you.
Well, good
Although
to know that this office had nothing.
Although doesn't the president talk by hologram in the 7 remake?
From what we've seen
in
so
some
far,
sections.
Yes.
That's smarter than the. I mean, it's smarter than the actual president showing up and putting himself at risk.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, again, that's the thing with one thing that I mentioned sporadically was, oh Jesus, turrets. Occasionally for our regional run is that there are a lot of scenes that wouldn't were written on paper, maybe they worked, but then you realize the fact that these characters, these villains we're talking about, they're standing in the presence of someone like Barrett who has a gun in his arm and can shoot them at any moment, and for plot convenience he does nothing. That's one of the things that I'm looking mostly forward to for one of the future parts of the 7 remake is the entire escaping Juno sequence after the whole Northern Crater stuff, because as I noticed in our run, that is where a lot of suspension of disbelief is required for a regional game. So it'd be interesting to see how the remake tackles that.
God, how many years ago did we originally do our original run of 7?
Sorry, not too much. I think
almost. Oh yeah, almost 5 years ago. Since it would have had to have been at least almost 5 years ago, because while we were commentating on it, me, Pedro, and Pixie ended up seeing the Sony E3 2015, aka the E3 of Dreams, where the 7 remake got announced while we were commentating on the original 7.
We seem to have the best accidental timing.
I know, right?
I mean, what next?
You know what's funny? You want to know what's even funnier? Oh, sorry. You want to know what's even funnier? A few E3s before that, Pedro and Marco were talking about how Last Guardian never comes to back up. And yet, what was the first thing that showed up at the Sony E3 2015? Last Guardian.
I thought you said Asgardian for a second.
Asgardian.
So yeah, be careful of these, because if they see you, they shoot fire.
They're like
that would make a pretty good Disney spin-off show.
Don't get spotted or will fire.
Sega actually did publish a game for the Xbox 360 PS3 era called Vikings Battle of Asgard, but I have no idea what it talks about.
Well, Jova, just because the place itself is gone doesn't mean that the citizens are gone.
Well, I mean, hey, their cleanliness is next to godliness. Don't you agree?
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry, could you repeat that, Jova?
Their cleanliness is next to godliness, I guess, because their guns clean up any mess.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, Teo, like you said, cleanliness is the same as godliness. Eh?
They even have. Wow.
Being clean is wonderful.
They even have guns next to the. They even have.
If you're not clean enough, we'll pulverize you with our flamethrowers.
I love how they even have guns near the showers here. Like,
now these are the kinds of villains I can respect. The ones that care a lot about personal hygiene.
Wonderful.
Yeah. If you don't clear yourself up, we'll kill you.
Oh Jesus!
Oh boy. You guys just love to hide out in the perfect spots waiting to ambush, don't you?
What are they doing?
It's exactly what I was telling you in the previous part.
Oh, that office had a collectible that you just already got in a previous run.
Yeah, I'm not doing. It's the only real way. Yeah, that's a thing. Unlike with Naughty Dog's games, in order to do a run where I can properly show the collectibles without having to leave the game, go to the main menus bar general, so I can check the collectibles there that I've already collected, is to just do a blind, completely new save file. So it's kind of a frustrating in that regard.
Which do you hate? Which do you hate more? Those or stuff where in order to get a proper 100%, you have to actually go back and replay levels after completing them? I'm looking at you, Crash Bandicoot Trilogy.
Well, those games were made back in the 90s, so it's more excusable.
Backtracking is a common thing for video games in general. It depends on more how it's implemented.
Oh, I get that. I was just wondering which one he hates more.
Well, I guess that one, but at the same time, like I said, it's
like
a
think
90s
of
game,
your
and
think
it
of your
doesn't have,
average.
the same level of collectibles.
Think of your average Metroidvania, Jova. That alone is based entirely around exploration and gathering upgrades that you need to progress through different parts of the main area that are blocked because you need the required part.
True. Admittedly, those are...
And you need eventually to backtrack once you get even more new upgrades, in order to get all the collectibles and more like health upgrade, like healing, like the energy tanks for Samus, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it all depends on how it's implemented. For backtracking, it's something that I can get behind. Why people may not like it. Oh, jeez, these turrets, jeez.
So, Pedro, how high would you rate this hospital, and how well they maintain their premises?
Well, I guess the security system is
efficient.
Figures. It's efficient against us, and it wasn't able to keep the locusts out.
It's a system, Jova. It just works.
Well, technically, I've yet to run into a locust in this hospital, Joe.
Personally,
didn't we just kill a lot of wretches?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Personally, I'd rate this hospital a solid 2 out of 10. The 2 mostly coming from the fact that the hospital is still technically all in one piece. The rest, I don't know. Personally, the hygiene could be a bit better.
I think
care of students, could improve a little bit. There clearly aren't enough doctors around.
Taking cover in this specific spot for some reason.
Marcus, what do we tell you about?
What are you doing?
Marcus, what do we tell you about jacking off while on the mission?
I'm not
he's vibrating enough to attempt to attune into the speed force. But no, Jova. But speaking of DC, well, I don't know, Jova. I say that this place is still better kept than Arkham Asylum. So...
Oh, dang. That's probably a good point.
After the 80s, I think Arkham Asylum stopped being a decent place and started becoming this gothic, unclean place that pretty much nobody cared about and led to what?
Well, I don't know. I think it was Arkham Asylum anyway. The asylum at the end of Joker looks pretty hygienically clean and all that.
Yeah.
Well, remember the movie set in the 70s, so
80s.
Well, 80s still.
Oh,
so
look, that direction was flying.
Wow.
That wasn't flying. That was falling with actually no style.
They fly now. They fly now.
But no, Dweebs, that also is... to be honest, Dweebs, that is also part of the message that the movie is having, if you know what it...
Clean up your hospitals?
No, that the America's healthcare system is fucked.
I mean, it's amazing healthcare, but by God, it costs way too much.
Fortunately, I'm just glad
use the cardboard box.
Well, I'm just glad I live in a country that doesn't charge, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, same dweebs. That's the thing, dweebs. There are several YouTube videos that can tell you about that. It's a mostly an American thing. Most European countries tend to have a universal healthcare system, which I wonder.
Yeah.
Which instead, speaking instead of this game, I
Well,
wonder
wasn't that
how does that cover the cog instead.
Yeah.
That's a
was
good
that's what
point.
I would love if even now the inspectors will still be coming around to inspect all the hospitals and the schools
Oh my
and
god. Now
If
you
they
got
had
me
to rate-
imagining
yeah.
an inspector coming to check out an abandoned hospital.
0 out of 10. This place is an absolute sty. Where are all the cleaners?
You know, you just got me thinking. You know, being a librarian could be a
Do let us know if you encounter any conditions that do not meet our standards. We aim to please it, you hope. We do.
totally.
Talking to yourself now. Anyway, you were saying, Jailer?
You know, imagine being a librarian. So you get back an overdue book here, and as a librarian, you have to deliver the bill to the house. Let's say that house just happens to be that infamous haunted house, or God forbid, it is the Spencer Mansion you have to drop it off in. Suddenly, the job of
I thought-
librarian makes it
funny-
very dangerous.
I
Funny you
thought,
mentioned that, Jova. There's a Chowder episode that does just like that, just with food.
I thought you for a second. I thought you were going to say something like, there's a book that was checked out, but the book wasn't returned after like many years because the guy who had the book was dead. But then he comes back as a zombie and delivers the book back, and then the librarian's like, sir, this book is 90 years overdue. You owe me $65,000. And then he gets killed by the zombie. And then the zombie's like, I don't pay no fines.
Marcus. Ah!
That was actually Dom getting
I
roasted.
know, yeah, but it's funny how those overlaps worked.
Well, I guess Dweeb's desire for Jova's desire for heavy rain actually came true.
Actually, I was the one asking about heavy rain.
It was you then.
Yeah.
Now it's more than just heavy rain. It's razor hail. Jesus.
Wow.
That would have been the name of the sequel to Heavy Rain.
How funny.
Razor
We
hail.
get cleansed
I'm
with...
sorry, Dweebs. That's a way too hardcore name for something that David Cage can come up with.
True. David Cage is more
Of course,
ambient.
Peter.
Pretentious.
Well, yeah, ambient and pretentious.
Bird control.
Oh yeah, sure. Rod. Yeah, I was just gonna say, good job you run right through the sorrels.
No, basically, while Dom gets through, I will be helping him by turning off all the things.
Our concept of security is quite sane. It's one
And then the very next time we see Dom, got like a bajillion bullet hole.
Go.
Poor Dom has to go like a hamster in a maze.
Yeah.
Well, someone has to.
You know,
Yeah.
what? You know what?
Options.
You know, I don't mind a lot of security, but for a hospital, one has to wonder if they may have had accidental casualties
Why is
if their
there a
patients
vault
accidentally
to the
wandered
hospital?
onto this.
There's a double one in this case, and
Maybe
that's
this
the
is-
one we encountered before.
But hey, maybe this is a. What if like an infection
Hold on.
breaks out and they have to keep everything in?
But what's in them? Those aren't wrenches.
Wanna pop them open and find out?
I don't believe that you have access to this part of the
Sure.
Fuck
You
you.
weren't supposed to see this.
Access, huh? You sure you want to go through that routine again?
proper access will prevent unexpected and most unpleasant occurrences.
Is that a threat?
After all,
It's merely a promise.
plugging into random computer terminals. Do we now?
Thanks, Hal. I'll keep that in mind.
Man, this is Delta. Are you getting this?
Did you mean Sal, Jova? It's a recess joke.
Uh-oh.
So this
What?
was
Oh, boy.
Roger.
If even the higher ups don't know about this, that is a very big problem.
So, you're probably... So, yeah, where the heck are we?
An ex-facility that was so in secrecy that what remains of the human military department doesn't even know about.
And yet the AI insists that this hospital was up to the best of circumstances.
I'm sure it was.
Again, with all the guns around, you have to wonder if the patients may have accidentally stumbled onto getting riddled with bullets. Almost like they didn't want something getting out.
Let's see.
Jack, plug in and see what you can find. Maybe one of these terminals will have some intel.
All right.
You know, it's proper that they call this the Ghost Town, because this feels like a Resident Evil title, honestly. I mean, you go into what's apparently an abandoned building, only to go in deeper and find something more sinister.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Keep at it, Jack. Gotta get that info.
pull the lever, Marcus.
Oh, let's see what Jack is doing.
Just checking the terminals.
Yes. Oh, and there's a gate.
What's this? They're planning to clone Ridley? That's a terrible idea.
Or the yeah, this is like a space pirate secret facility. Would explain the shitty science. Space pirates suck at that.
I know,
Rude
right?
awakening. Oh shit, we just awoke the tyrants again.
Aw,
I
dang.
just hate it when you do that.
I know, right?
You know, T, I think my favorite bout from the Space Pirates little
Alright, so
journal thing was the one where they tried to replicate Samus's morphing ball technology.
Yeah.
Did not go well.
We're giving it our very best shot.
What is this?
Well,
Sounds like Niles. A little less wacko, though.
Kadar won't be an easy one. Not by any means. We'll have it moved during the night in the snow. And Chairman won't even authorize the use of vehicles to transport the subjects.
Subjects?
Subjects, eh?
No.
I'll be moving behind a semi-sentient security system to watch over the facility. I would hate for anyone to disturb the Sire's rest, and we would all like to use the opportunity to study them as they grow.
sires.
To admit that the security system is
Only the usual stuff you'd expect for a hospital to have.
Jack, what just happened?
Uh-oh.
What the hell was that? Nothing good.
I would begin exiting the facility if I were you.
Is that a threat?
Yeah.
Or is that a
Tell
legit
us
warning?
twice.
Maybe
Does it matter at
both.
this point?
I think
let's
that
just get
our
the
main
fuck outta
concern is
here.
just getting get the hell out of here.
Sires, that could be very problematic.
Probably.
Thanks?
Yeah, it's
Alright.
very appreciated.
Indeed. Let's see.
Oh no.
I'm sure it'll be fine too.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean, what could
boy.
possibly go wrong?
Those stumps are not helping.
It's
Way too many tubes for my taste.
They're trying to get out.
Uh-oh.
We'd be trying to help.
Tom, what the fuck are you saying?
Maybe they're the good guys. I mean, you've seen Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, Tio. Maybe the monsters are on our side.
never mind.
Okay, maybe not.
Oh my god, it's not very well rendered monsters. Run!
Sires, of course.
Seriously, what the hell was with that rendering?
No, this game was exclusive to the Xbox 360, so it had to. And remember, the 360 was a 2005 machine, so obviously, it was still relatively early on in the in HD gaming.
Oh,
Oh boy.
well, at least it's a good thing that we can still be insta-killed by the Lancer.
Yeah. Don't let them get their hands on you, though. It will not be a pretty sight.
Actually, it's fine. Like they don't do that much more damage than the Red Shoes. Remember, as you probably already guessed, they're Red Shoes, except they've been experimented upon, and now they're super Red Shoes, kind of. But they're still Red Shoes.
So yeah, they're a
not the
bridge to
strongest.
our future, apparently.
Sure it is. Sure we are.
The Sires were not meant to be awakened yet. There will be consequences.
What, then coming out half-baked, or are you killing us? You know, maybe you should have inducted an alarm clock system to make sure these guys wouldn't wake up so early.
Going you with a crotch to your head.
Bridge to our future, my anus.
Well, actually, I'm kind of glad this isn't the future.
What are you saying, Glibs? You wouldn't prefer a future like... Okay, maybe that's not the end result, I hope.
Hmm.
Boy, I hope the end result was better planned out than this. Seriously, beings that go down that easily?
I mean, Jova, this will be another piece in the puzzle of the constant theory that scientists are just evil.
It's
It's not so much. It's not just that. It's more so the fact that they can't resist the urge of playing
God, of course.
You know, it's like how in the Resident Evil movies, the way the T virus, the thing that turns people into zombies was made, it was made by a guy just trying to heal paraplegic stuff, helping his daughter be able to walk. So, trying to cure a paraplegic state leads to somehow creating zombie viruses.
Not even just zombie, like mutation, complete other mutations.
Like Jesus.
Which, to be fair, it's not too different from, Dr. Connors.
Yeah, Kurt Connors, yeah.
Alright, I think we got all of them. So, yeah, we destroyed their entire work.
It's not like this place is gonna be
maybe not.
I mean, it's not like anybody's gonna clean up these places, so might as well leave them here.
Yes, thank you, computer. Shame us for doing this.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Marcus. I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it can't do that either, so, yeah. Makes sense either way. I'm actually I'm really glad I watched that film in the cinema, so that way I could say, well, guys, I watched it in its absolute purest form, and I still didn't like it, but, at least I saw it.
What film?
2001.
Oh, you saw that in cinema?
Remember?
Oh, right, it was getting re-released.
2 years ago, yeah. They did.
Warner Brothers re-releases that movie on theater occasionally.
That's why because Christopher Nolan apparently went to a meticulous way to manage to remaster it.
Yeah. Let me guess, for the IMAX theater.
Yeah, but basically, Jova, being a big Kubrick fan, obviously 2001 is one of his favorite movies, and while working at Warner Brothers, he happened to come across the original camera negative of the movie. And since it's been a while since the last digital remastering, and if the remastering processes have evolved since then, he decided to pitch to Warner Brothers the chance to supervise himself a new remaster that would try to stay as faithful and with as little, but like the most faithful recreation of the original Kubrick product as possible.
Why am I not surprised that no one is a Kubrick fan?
Unfortunately, my cinema didn't have IMAX.
No, well, yeah. Well, you know how Nolan is, Jova. Computers will only be used when strictly necessary.
True.
So the digital remastering process was done with as little digital
alterations
as possible.
So, I wonder, is he also a fan of 2010: A Space Odyssey?
Probably not.
I wouldn't know, but...
Oh yeah, how was 2010, Pedro?
It's,
I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's such a step down.
It's not okay. It's regardless of what you think, it's a step down. It completely misses the whole point of the original.
Yeah, that too. The first movie took itself seriously enough. Give an idea, Drew. The first movie took itself serious enough that even in the more light-hearted moment, you still feel the tension. The second one is a talking dolphin.
What?
Basically, a guy devices as a device that allows a dolphin to communicate with them.
So it becomes Echo the Dolphin.
It's not the main focus,
the Dreamcast
but
game.
it's the comic relief.
Except Echo never actually talks to humans, like so, like it's even the.
Do
like,
humans ever show up in an Echo game? I don't think so.
No, they don't.
Only the aliens.
Huh. So a talking dolphin, it does
Yeah,
it
what about to mention? Sorry, Cole, we're busy here too.
Well, I guess it could be worse. It could be magical. boom,
Dom, what are
ears.
you doing?
Dom, yes, that the camera's over there.
Find a way, damn it.
Jesus,
But yeah.
we came here for just some simple intel, and what did we get? A nightmare hospital.
Mind you, Jova, the original author of the novels of 2001 went out of its way to be chill about it and said that since you remember he actually collaborated with Kubrick on the movie adaptation, and he said that the movie and the books are in their own separate universes anyway. So whatever is your favorite canon, you can just enjoy it whatever you want.
Oh boy, now the locusts are here.
Yay! After all, this was supposed to be their stronghold. Oh god.
Actually,
Yeah.
this wasn't supposed to be a locust stronghold, which is why the characters are surprised that locusts are here. As far as
Although
anyone.
remember, the command told me to go there because the data that they had indicated the presence of a Dr. Stronghold.
Well,
Maybe that's
more
why.
So, well, more so because of intel, like Jova said. Tail.
It does raise to mind, though, what are the locusts doing here? Like, they just seek to destroy, so what would they be doing in a place that they've already
Well,
cleared
they-
house on?
I'm guessing they were here to try to get the research specimens that we
Yeah,
just
we
destroyed.
can't let them do that.
Oh god, no.
I'm sorry, guys. I cannot allow you to do that.
Already did that with.
Indeed.
Well, I'm doing it now because
Shut up.
I have a different way of saying it.
You know, in a weird way, this is sort of like the Resident Evil movie. Creepy abandoned facility and creepy
With-
AI.
Just with less Mila Jovovich.
Yeah. And less Michelle Rodriguez, too.
Oh, well, it also has to, well, continuing that, though. Well, Job, it also has to do with the fact that, well, okay, like it or not, 2001: A Space Odyssey wasn't meant to be a typical conventional movie with characters and story. It was meant to be something
Yeah.
different. Kubrick was trying to create an experience, something that you just watch, like if you're actually traveling through space, you know, like it wasn't meant to be a traditional story movie, you know. Regardless of what you think of that particular idea, it doesn't make any sense to have a sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey and not have that same style, because that style of movie is the entire identity of that movie. If you take that away, then it's not 2001. Why even bothering to make it? Why would you make a sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey if you're going to if you're going to completely remove everything that makes 2001 what it is?
It extends also to the comic book line. If you don't know, Jova Yes and Marvel actually held the license for a while, 2001, and Jack Kirby himself handled it. The problem is that, as Ricardo pointed out, those two things do not mesh well together, because the King Kirby was all about, how full of energy his artworks were, and all about, characters talking, and a lot of talking in each panel.
Dom, a little help here.
Sorry, Marcus. Oh, okay. But 2001 doesn't allow itself to handle that. And mind you, it's still the stories that they tell, at least in the early issues, are still relatively better than the one of 2010. But the problem is that they're just an abridged retelling of what happens in the 2001: A Space Odyssey movie. So you might as well just watch the movie at that point.
Huh.
Alright, oh shit, Cole is also. Oh, never mind, it wasn't Cole.
No, it was one of the locusts.
There we go. God damn these.
That would be a perfect moment
Oh, look at that. Even the security is helping out.
Well, Sort. I haven't seen that much of it doing as a component of red light.
Hey, look at the bright side. At least the AI isn't trying to keep us here.
Yeah, it has remained quiet for a while now.
Very quiet.
Alright, should be smooth sailing from here, right?
Totally. Although the music seems to suggest it's in for a jolly good ride.
Yeah.
Ah, good
was
ammo.
jammed into the floor, ready to be brought up.
Let's not forget the most integral thing a hospital should have: ammo. Still sinister thunder and lightning.
Don't worry, Steve. I'm aware that Thursday.
There we go.
Right? There's no one.
Ragdoll.
Alright. There should be no one here. No one here?
No, no more locusts.
Oh, more locusts. There you go.
Yeah. Again, I guess the advantage of the boomer type of locust is that they love to loudly proclaim their presence.
Before shooting at you with a flamethrower.
All the kill weapons they have.
Very usually, practically always in these games, and every time a boomer shows up, one of your AA partners shouts "Boomer!" So you immediately know.
It's not too dissimilar to how some co-op shooter games like Left 4 Dead will do.
Alright.
Okay, the music now tells me that things should be smooth sailing from here now.
Yeah, don't worry, Teo. Steve.
The music never lies.
Don't worry, Teo. Don't worry, Teo. Steve wouldn't lie to you.
Oh
Oh,
jeez,
snap.
another one.
It looks like a Doctor Who one.
There you go.
The one in the middle, or the one that was in the middle before we shot it.
Nothing but the best of qualities for this hospital.
We're not missing a bit.
Falling glass and everything.
Oh shit, there's a razor hail.
Oh, razor hail. Yeah, gotta love that. It's not just any type of hail, it's hail that will literally cut you to ribbons.
Alright, I guess we have to continue that now. Yep.
Yay, we made it out of the hospital without the AI doing anything to us. Totally.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes in the next part. Then.
I guess we'll have to deal with this razor hail in the next part then.
How will we get out of this one?
See ya.
See ya.